Good morning. Hope you are doing great. Yes, you. So in the mornings on my Instagram, I've been doing something and I've called it like Charms Morning Talk or something. I can't remember what I called it. But on there, I asked you guys to ask some of you guys questions. And I got a question that I also saw in the comments section. And someone's like, Luke, can you go around making a step-by-step guide of what to do when I come to Bali or when we come to Bali? Can I show you a step-by-step guide? Absolutely not. That requires a lot of things. But I can tell you what I've learned since I've been here in Bali that will help you guys who are trying to come to Bali. These are the things you should do, the things you can expect when you come to Bali. And no, I didn't take notes. I'm literally freestyling this entire thing. So if I miss anything, leave it in the comments below and I will get to it as soon as I can. Maybe in another video, maybe a part 2 of this video. So the first thing you need to know when you arrive here, you're gonna arrive at the airport, you're gonna see a lot of people. Well, soon there'll be a lot of people when things open back up, airports, everything. A lot of people coming into the airport, and as you're leaving the airport, you're gonna see before you even get out of the airport itself, out of the terminal, you're gonna see a lot of people there trying to get you to take a taxi. Don't go with the first people because the price is going to be much higher. So Chungu and Seminyak are 2 places where a lot of people live, and it's only about 7 kilometers away, and they're going to charge you about 500,000 rupiah, which is about 50 Australian dollars, about 35 euros, something like this, and to give you a ride. But as you walk further leaving the airport, you're going to see the prices go down. So the taxi that I was referred to and the one that me and Russell took when we got here, and I've been told that it's the best one, if you don't want to hire a scooter, using Gojek, which is what everyone uses for scooters, or Grab. Gojek is what everyone's using. What you can do is you want to find the Sky, I think it's called Sky Bird or Sky Blue, I think, taxi. You want to take this when you first arrive. Like, these are the ones that, I can't remember, it was in the vlog with me and Russell when we first arrived here. Go there, check that one out. They're the most legit one, and they'll take you somewhere. But the one thing you need to understand is that if you arrive late here, a lot of the taxi services, they stop because these local areas, it's not allowed. So hello. So in these local areas, it's not allowed to take any of these. You have to take the local ones, and they usually, funny enough, this is exactly how they look. I don't want to say mafia or anything, but these are what the taxis will look like that you're going to have to take. And even if you guys are out and you're here in Chungu or any of the places, after a certain time, you can't even take any kind of Gojek. You can't order the places. You can't order the scooters or anything to come pick you up. You have to go with the local ones. You usually find them at the M-Marts or the little, they're usually sitting inside of the convenience stores. So that's number 1. That tells you how to get from the airport to wherever you're going with Sky Blue Taxi. Look for this. This is one that I endorse. Oh my goodness. I'm not sponsored by them, but that's who what I take. And second thing, there are a lot of dogs in Bali. So as you guys are out walking, I don't recommend you walk. When you come to Bali, I think walking is probably the most dangerous thing you can do because there's not really, look at this is just a little side street. Hello. So as you guys can see on these little side streets, it's not really made for walking. It's just not made for that. And there's dogs, you guys can see. And what you're gonna notice is in the night here, the dogs run everything. So in the night, you're gonna see dogs everywhere. It's just, they're everywhere. They sleep in the street, they're everywhere. So one thing you wanna make sure of is that you're not freaking out about them. Because if you run, that's when they'll chase you. Next thing, scooter. When you guys come here, I recommend you get a scooter. Get a scooter, get a helmet. When you're renting a scooter, you shouldn't be paying more than 600,000 rupiah for a scooter, for a very simple scooter. So for example, that would be around about 35 euros. You can rent a scooter for the month. I have a nicer scooter and I'm paying about 50. But if you're gonna be paying about 80, my scooter exactly is 800,000 rupiah. So I'm not sure what that is. 850,000 rupiah, that's mine. So that's what I pay per month for my scooter, which is probably around 60 euros. You shouldn't pay more than that. If you go to the really local places, you can get really good prices on scooters. And when you go there, just tell them that you found a place for a scooter for less, and they'll usually give you a better deal. But I highly recommend that because you don't want to get stuck out somewhere. And like I say, everyone takes Gojek. You need this application when you come here to Bali. Gojek is the app that you can order food from. You can order things from restaurants. You can order clothes. You can order everything you need on Gojek. When I found it out after 4 months here, I use it just about every day. You can order a coffee to your house, a smoothie. It's everywhere. The accommodation, when you come here, you're going to want to, I used booking.com. Airbnb, that's what we've been using the last 3 months during this quarantine period, but you can usually talk down the price. The price that you see is not always the price that's going to be there. And one thing that I've heard when it comes to homestays, if you book a place, or at least find the address, hello, if you book an Airbnb, or if you book, excuse me, I wasn't using Airbnb before, I was using booking.com, which is what I always use when I'm traveling places. But if you don't want to, when you see a homestay on there, don't book it. Go and visit the place before you book it if you can. This is why it's good to have a scooter. So go and visit 3, 4 places, and then while you're there, tell them I'm interested in it, what's the price you can give me. They'll usually give you a cheaper price, and most of the people in Bali, they prefer to have you go there, they'll show you around, and they'll prefer to book it than to have you book it using Booking, because they don't want to pay the fees, because there's a fee with booking.com. So they much prefer you give them cash, and that's the best way to do it. Look on Booking, get the name, go visit, see for yourself, because the pictures do lie a lot here, I've realized. Next thing I guess to talk about is the money. The money when you come here. Wow, look at that. Yeah, so I guess the next thing to talk about is the money when you come here. I rarely exchange money at an exchange place. You can do that, but I find it much easier to take out the money at an ATM that's connected to a bank. And I say that for many reasons. I've actually met people, and it's happened to me before in Spain, but they went to use their card at like an individual ATM, and all of a sudden their card didn't come out, they got stuck, or they got their stuff hacked. So I recommend going into a bank, and the reason you do this is because if your card is ever stuck, you're at the bank, they can open it, they can get your card instantly. You don't have to wait. Me personally, I go to either Commonwealth Bank or I go to Maybank all the time. I think it's called Maybank here. And that's for the money side of it. I rarely exchange cash. Unless I have cash left over, then I'll exchange it. But most of the time, I don't ever use those cash converter places. I use it to look on there to see what the rate is. But that's just my opinion. Next thing I think that you should know before you come here is the safety. How safe is it? I feel like it's one of the most safest places I've ever been. The people are so friendly. The people are so nice. They smile. Even if they don't speak a word of English, they'll talk to you. You go to the markets, because I recommend if you want to save money, go shop locally, and it helps the local people as well. So you want a banana, instead of going into the main store and buying it, which I'm guilty of sometimes because I'm just in such a rush, you can actually go on the side of the road. You'll see them selling fruits on the side of the road. They'll be sitting out there all day, especially in this heat, and just go and support them. You can actually buy it, and it's cheaper. It's cheaper, it's more fresh, and they'll really appreciate it. So that's saving money. And safety, yes. So I find it super safe here. People always ask me, Luke, is it safe? I don't find any problems. Now, there are times that I've heard every night that I've went out to a bar or a restaurant, a bar or a club here. Every night I have seen people looking around on the floor, meaning that their phone is gone. So, I mean, that's nothing new. That can happen anywhere. It could have been even a tourist who took another tourist phone. But I do see this in a lot of places. And second thing is when you're traveling, and especially if you're traveling by yourself. Oh. Hello. People are so nice. It's not even a joke. It's crazy. One thing is, if you are traveling by yourself and you're on your scooter, I have heard of people, like I've seen some girls, and I've even had friends where this happened to them. They were traveling and they just had their purse just wrapped around and hanging out, like just riding around, and people have rode up and just snatched their purse off and took off. But that's rare, but it does happen, and it happens a lot more in the tourist sections, and it happens at night. Although I have heard it happen today, but I've heard it happen a lot at night. And the second thing, which is a mistake I see everybody make, please don't do this when you're riding or you're on the back of a scooter and you have your phone out trying to get a GPS. When you're using your phone, I recommend always pulling over on the side of the road, first of all, and having your phone right down like this and being on your phone with it close to your body and gripping it. It's not like to be paranoid about it, but I've heard it happen to so many people where you're just riding either on the back of a scooter, you have your phone out, someone rides by and snatches it and they take off on a scooter. And so it's just very careful, and everyone seems to do it because it's just a natural thing. Walking on the side of the road with your phone out, all this kind of stuff. So just be careful about that. Next thing you need to know when you come to Bali, what's something else? Food. Food. When you come to Bali, there's places called warongs. Warung, like W-A-R-U-N-G. Warongs is the local places to eat. So when I first got here, as you guys know with Russell, we went to tourist places. Even now, if I go to a tourist place and I order food, the price will be, usually for a meal, will cost me about 140,000, 160,000, something like this, which is about $10, $11, $12. But if you go to the local places, the warongs, you get meals for like 15 or 20. So literally 10% of that price. So you're paying 10 times more when you go to the Western places, literally. So the warongs, they look like places you would never go to if you were in the States. You'd be like, no way, that does not pass the health inspection. So for example, this is probably a warong. It's not open yet, but this is what it looks like. Yeah, people will eat there. They'll see the food. It's usually sitting behind a white curtain, and that's where you can eat. You can eat for 25, 30. I think the other night I paid 35,000, which is about $2. I got 2 huge plates of nasi goreng, which you have to try, and mie goreng, which you have to try. It's like a noodles with a bunch of stuff in it and rice with a bunch of stuff in it, and goreng means fried, so it's like fried rice with this. And it was so good, and it cost me, for 3, I actually ordered 3 and a soup, and it cost me 38,000, I remember. So that was about $2.20. And that's the warongs, and it helps support them. So one thing I always tell people when I'm like, yo, I don't want to pay that much for food from this place. So if I know I want the warongs, I won't go to a huge establishment. I'll go to a local place, and instead of paying 80,000 at a big establishment, you go to a little place where it's going to cost you 20, and then you tip them an extra 20 or 40, and you still are saving money than if you went to a big place. Anything else? I feel like that's kind of all the main things. Do you need to speak the language to come here? Absolutely not. I've been super guilty of this, not having learned the language since I've been here, just because everyone speaks English and you can point, and the people are just so friendly and so nice. Like, I saw someone fall the other day on a scooter, and it was like everyone went to help them up. Everyone. Another guy, I heard a story of someone was trying to pick up some bread, or no, they had a bunch of bread and a bunch of stuff in the back, and it fell over, and everyone stops, got off their scooter and helped. The people are so friendly, even if they don't speak the language. You guys are gonna see when you guys are driving down these little streets like this, and you pull over on the side of the road and you're lost, you'll see the local people will literally stop and ask you if you need help. They'll usually come in a car, and they're really friendly. So that's another great thing about it. What I wish I would have brought when I first came here that I didn't realize was so important, I would say that the first thing is I would have brought a dry bag. So it rains a lot, and it's just there's no, anytime it can happen. So I would bring a dry bag. If you're here, you can buy them when you're here, and understand that anything you need, you can buy here. And if you're anything like me and you're traveling to Vietnam before you come to Bali, buy all of your gear. Buy all of your gear in Vietnam. It's like 1/10 of the price and much better quality, and almost the same quality. I feel like I'm walking. These places are nice here. Anything else? I can't think of anything else, guys. If I've missed anything, leave it a comment. Let me know. Someone was motivating me. Can you explain what happens? What are the step-by-step guides when you come here? Those are the things you should know before you come to Bali. You'll have a great time. You can literally come here with absolutely nothing. You can buy almost everything. The electronics are more expensive here. I will tell you that. The electronics are much more expensive here. There's like a tax or something on it. You guys remember my GoPro broke and I had to buy a new one. And that GoPro would have cost me about 500 euros, where back in France, it would have cost about 410 euros. So take that into consideration. Anything else? Visas. Check everyone's visas is different everywhere you go, but they have immigration office. They have agents that can handle your visa and all that stuff for you when you need to extend your visa. Normally what would happen under normal rules is you'd have to go to the embassy, I think 3 or 4 times, and to handle the process, but they have agents here who will do all of it for you. We got our visas done, and it costs about 850,000. So that's about I don't know, maybe 60 or 70 euros, I think, to have them handle it, to extend our visa for another month. And that was something that was really important, and you don't have to wait in that immigration line and have to handle all the paperwork. The agent does all that stuff for you. And what else to know? When you come to Bali, just enjoy yourself. enjoy yourself, get lost. Don't get caught up in just seeing the top 10 things to see in Bali. You might just walk down this place and just see this sanctuary. You might just walk and just enjoy yourself. Don't feel pressure. When you come here, it's super chill, it's super relaxed. The people are really nice. I love it. I've been here for four months as of recording this, and yeah, don't come here with any kind of like trying to compare it to, well, my country wouldn't do that. Or come here with an open mind. As I always tell people, when you come here with an open mind, you'll see that you're like, wow, I love this place. And you'll probably, most of the people who I've met here, their story was, I was gonna come here for a few days and all of a sudden it's been 3 years. That's exactly how my story was. 5 days and now it's been 4.5 months I've been here. So it speaks for itself. It's one of my favorite places now in the world. Like I say, I've been here for 4 months. And yeah, on that note, I am off back to the creation station. Any other questions you guys have about Bali, leave it in the comments below. I'll get back to you. And thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy your time when you guys come to Bali. You will love it. If I'm still here, send me a comment, reach out to me on Instagram. Hopefully we meet up, or maybe you see me. If you guys go by me, just give me like 2 little honks on your little scooter. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for today. It's hot, I'm cooking, time to go home for coconut. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are doing great. And I'll speak to everyone later. And everyone always remember to work hard, be brave, and don't forget to smile.